Today, we are going to study two things. We are going to study why many supermarkets are called mart. Nakumat, Eldomat, Eastmart, Quickmart, so on. We want to know why they are called mart and how many of them are related. You'll find that these supermarkets are somehow related or connected to each other. We will find out how they are related to each other. Nakumat started off as Nakuru mattress. Eldomat started off as Eldoret mattress. Eastmart started off as Isili mattress. And why are the supermarkets called mattress? I will tell you. In the 60s, your employer gave you a fully furnished house with you only carried clothing and mattress and blankets. Only clothing, mattress, and blankets. Everything you found there. When you transfer to a new town, you took your blankets and mattresses home. For example, just an example, you are working in Eldoret and you have been transferred to Nakuru. You'd take your blankets and mattresses, maybe because they are getting old. Those days we did not have high density mattress. We did not even have low density mattress. And we did not even have the so-called orthopedic. We only had the normal school mattresses, which if you use 2 to 3 years, they get old. So when you are transferred to a new station, you would find furniture there. By furniture, I mean you'll find bed there, but you'll not find the mattress and blanket. The former occupier of the house took them home, just the way you took yours home. So when you arrived at the bus stop of whichever town you went, when you went to the main bus stop, you'd find two super dukas. You'd find two super dukas. One would be called one would specialize in blankets and another one would specialize in mattresses. Now, let us take Nakuru for example. You have been transferred to Nakuru. Upon alighting from the bus, you'd find two super dukas within very near the bus stop. One of the super dukas would be called Nakuru mattress, and the other one would be called Nakuru blankets. Since you could not borrow two items from the same superstore, you would buy mattress from, let's say, Nakuru mattress, and you'd buy blankets from Nakuru blankets. Now, when I talk of blankets, I mean blankets and bed sheets and pillowcase and so on. Pillow and pillowcase. So once you are light, you'd go to Nakuru mattress, get a mattress. Then you'd cross the road to Nakuru blankets to get a blanket, two blankets, two bed sheets, one pillow, and one pillowcase cover. Those days, we had very few supermarkets, such as the government-owned Uchumi supermarket and privately owned Ibrahim supermarket. Each town had its own supermarket, which did not have branches elsewhere. For example, if you went to Kitale, you'd get a supermarket in Kitale, But Kitale supermarket had no branch anywhere in Kenya. In Bungoma, we had Sheriff supermarket. By then, Sheriff supermarket did not have any branch anywhere in Kenya. So we had supermarket. But then at every stage, bus stop, there used to be those two super dukas, which one would call itself, let's say, Nakuru mattress, and another one would call itself Nakuru blankets. For reasons that I do not know, shops called blankets never went far. You can never trace any shop that started off as blanket. Eldoret blankets, Nakuru blankets, you cannot find them. But the shops, the super shops that were called mattresses went on and became big. Just like I said, Eldomat used to be called Eldoret mattress. Nakumat used to be called Nakuru mattress. Ismat used to be called Isli mat. Of course, we came up with others called Quick mat. Maybe they were trying to say it's a place where you buy things quickly. So both mattress and blankets were strategically placed at the bus stop. As I've said, they were strategically placed at bus stops for the simple reason that, for the very simple reason that once you have been transferred to that town, you don't go looking for them from far. If my memory serves me right, this mattress was just like the shops that today we call wholesalers. Wholesalers. You'll find a lot of people, even buying sugar today, you prefer going to the wholesale, isn't it? If my memory serves me right, these mats and blankets were just like shops that today we call wholesalers. The difference between today's wholesalers and mats of those days were, in today's wholesalers, you pinpoint what you want to buy. You pay a deposit and you pay in installments until you finish paying. That is when you are given the item. But in those days, mats, Nakuru mat, Eldoret mat, and so on, you would give a deposit, and then after you give a deposit, you are given the item. You are given the item, and every end of the month you would pay all the installments until you finished. In today's wholesale, you pay slowly until you complete paying is when you are given item. But in the mats of those days and blankets, you used to give them just a deposit and the rest you'll be paying in installments. As I said, every blanket died, but mattresses lived on and became supermarkets. After establishing themselves, for example, Nakumat, after Nakumat had established itself and set a good foot in Nakuru, there was need to expand to other towns. There was need to expand to other towns. Today, we will use Nakuru mattress as an example. Other mattresses also used the same. Uh, and you'll find that most of the supermarkets are related, but I just want to follow the Nakuru mattress, which you call Nakumat. For example, it assisted Naivas supermarket, it assisted Naivasha mattress to expand into Naivas supermarket, even though they were friends. That is, the person with Nakuru mattress in Nakuru befriended somebody who was, we call it benchmarking. The Naivasha person came for benchmarking with the with the Nakuru mattress, and later on Naivasha mattress was called Naivas. So that is how Naivas is related to Nakuru mattress or Nakumat. Talking of which, a more detailed study of various mattresses will disclose that in this business, unlike others, in this business, unlike others, they really come to each other's assistance. They are just like Mama Changa. If a police arrests, they do arrest a lady who is selling changa and whatever, all others will go around. Those whom you think they are competing against Mama Changa, they'd go around, get money. When she goes to court, they'll pay fine for her. So that is how also these people do. Whenever one supermarket uh, got into problems, the others would assist. When one supermarket had issues with suppliers, for example, late payment, they would rebrand stocks from another until they sorted themselves out. If one supermarket had issues with or cash flow problems, or they had problems with the suppliers, they would go to the other supermarket, get those things that they would need, stock them in their place, so that they assist the other ones to sell their things, and the profit they would share until such a time that they will have the strong foot to continue. That is why other supermarkets fail, by the way, but you'll find supermarkets called Mat. They joined together, they became friends and united, and that is why you find that all supermarkets called Mats never failed. But you start your own supermarket, where's Ibrahim's? Gone. Where's other supermarkets? Gone. That is why it was that way. So back to Nakuru mattress. When Nakumat moved to Nairobi, they opened a branch along Ukwala Road. Ukwala Road is just behind OTC. OTC was the leading bus company. Actually, if my memory serves me well, OTC was just like Machakos, not Akamba, but Machakos bus stop. OTC was just like Machakos bus stop, but I would want to think that at that time, OTC used to belong to one company, but Machakos used to belong to everybody, and Machakos slightly bigger than OTC. So imagine starting a branch at Machakos bus stop. So when Nakumat moved to Nairobi, they opened a branch along Ukwala Road next to the bus stop, which is OTC, Overseas Transport Company. As they expanded, they bought their own plots and constructed their own customer-made supermarkets. But that shop of theirs, they usually call it Nairobi Shop 1. Their Nairobi Shop 1 remained, and it was partitioned in a supermarket style. It was partitioned in a supermarket style. So somebody who wanted to started a supermarket got a place that was already partitioned in such a way that he would only have to stock things. And since the supermarket was along Ukwala Road, then they called that supermarket Ukwala Supermarket. It expanded. We have so many Ukwala supermarkets. So now you can see that Ukwala branched off from Nakumat. But because the shop was along Ukwala Road and they started calling themselves Ukwala Supermarket, that is why today we have that large supermarket called Ukwala. It is related to Nakuru Mattress. Another branch, before they started buying their own plots and making customer-made, you can see a place like Nakumat Junction was purposely made as a supermarket, as a mall. You can even see that one near Nyayo Stadium. Those were things that Nakumat deliberately made supermarkets that were. It is not like buying a hall and then turning it. No, no, no. They had that idea even before they bought the land. So but before they bought several lands to make their customer made or customer centered supermarket, before they did that, they had another branch near Nyayo House. No, not near Nyayo Stadium, along Bunyala Road. They had a supermarket branch along Bunyala Road. So when they moved out of that supermarket along Bunyala Road, that is how Bunyala supermarket started. Now you have seen two supermarkets having their background from uh, Nakumat. And I've just given those two because if I tell you all those things, instead of spending minutes there, instead of spending minutes here, I'll spend days here. So you can see when they came to Nairobi, they had one shop at Ukwala Road. And then when they left, Ukwala Supermarket started from there. And then again at Bunyala Road, then there is Bunyala Supermarket started there. I'm also aware that not only did these people inherit their shops, but they inherited the expertise and whatever. There are even times when Nakumat would stand surety to them were in their early days. In the 80s, Moi started identifying businesses that were thriving and would insist on being made a shareholder without paying for the shares. This led to many businesses to collapse. One of you remember Amin also used to do that in the 70s. One of the businesses that Nakumat identified as a fallback was Tuskys. You know, there's a supermarket called Tusky. Uh, the Nakuru Mattress people went and identified a Kikuyu doctor. I think he's a doctor of medicine, uh, and and convinced him to start a supermarket, so that should Moi take over Nakumat and bring it down, the Nakumat people would just join together with Naivas. Oh no, Nakumat people would join up with Tuskies, and they would do that. If Moi's people and yeah, that one I've said, the way Idi Amin used to make, then they would just go to that, whatever. Fortunately, they saw no need to jump over since they warded off Moi and his people from taking over the Nakumat supermarket. So this Kikuyu doctor continued with Tuskys supermarket, and there's even times when both sides, I cannot pinpoint which one has benefited from either, but whenever Naivas is low, whenever Nakumat is low, Tuskys would assist, and whenever Tuskys was low, that one would assist. The emblem of Nakumat was an elephant. Why did they choose an elephant? I have never known. The name Tusky was selected because of the elephant's tusk. They started Tuskys with the help of the Kikuyu doctor with the intention that should Moi make Nakumat collapse the way Idi Amin's way, then they would just go to Tuskys and say, you see the elephant in Nakumat, it is still the same one this way. So that is how the two have the same emblem, but although Nakumat never called itself elephant, but it used to place there an elephant as its emblem, and Tuskys was the elephant tusk. Hey, this story is long. You can go on and on and on. So I think I have to stop there. Uh, that is how the idea of the greatest supermarket started and thrived. And I felt I should share this information with the Gen Z. because they believe I am their best history teacher. Thank you for believing in me.